Okay, so the new Level documentary is out. I saw it about a month ago. Let me just go ahead and give you my quick review of this. This is not going to take long. But I thought I'd open up with this comment here that was in the documentary.
If the globe model was as strong as they claim to be, then there wouldn't be so much concern with anybody talking about a stationary Earth model. And that's when you start acting suspicious. That's when you start panicking. That's when you start putting damage control out there, which is inevitably what these bots are, what these trolls are on social media, and of course, the algorithms.
Let me go ahead and break down what you consider to be damage control mode. If I were to go into a pub in England during the World Cup wearing my Germany jersey and say that the English men's national team never won a World Cup title, and the one time that they claimed to have won was against West Germany in 1966, but there is no proof of this, except some photoshopped images and footage from government-sponsored television. Hell, you want to tell me that's the real Queen? Nah, those are paid actors. I mean, look at this. We're actually supposed to believe this? And though I might find a few folks who want to have the discussion with me, once I call them just a couple of fanboys of English post-war propaganda television trying to hide Germany's football superiority, and that they should take that star off of their uniforms and return it to its rightful owners, well, I'm fairly certain you know what'll happen next. Now, would you consider the English fans in that case to be in damage control mode? Nah, I didn't think so. Basically, there's nothing of any value whatsoever in this entire documentary. There's no tests performed, there's no results shown, there's no work done, there's nothing groundbreaking whatsoever. This is all just a bunch of nuh-uh. What I'm flicking through in the back here is the over 24 different maps that the flat earthers who made this documentary want you to believe. And yet, if flat earth were actually true, then there would be one map. And it would be a map that we can judge observations with and make other determinations with. And when they showed this map, it's kind of funny that they didn't mention that Rob Skiba actually made this with stellarium looking straight up from the South Pole. And even look at the caveats that they put on their own maps. How many times have flat earthers given us hell about some globes saying not for educational purposes on the bottom of them? Hell, Dave, that's the map that you use in your app. This test is ignorant of the inverse square law, but they seem to want to supplement it with some fantastical magic magnetic city at the North Pole. This footage has been looked at, reviewed, and defined several times over. And of course we got more out-of-focus stars. Dave's claimed sunset, which was not filmed with a solar filter and is wildly out of focus. Probably the most hysterical new claim is that, according to flat earthers, because of the Antarctic Treaty, you can't take a boat from Australia to Tasmania. And of course it wouldn't be a complete flat earth video without using the little piggy cam, which was filmed with a GoPro H3. But it appears now that they know that this is a lie, because they raised the horizon to center the field of view, which was what debunked it before. Then of course there's several videos that are showing buildings that are apparently underwater, but nobody ever called flood and nobody ever heard of the flood. Then they claim that there's curved water between the observer and the city, but then they also say in the same breath that water doesn't curve. And then listen to this claim about one of the shots of Chicago.
It's not a mirage, it's not an illusion, it's Chicago from 60 plus miles away.
By the way, those little subtitles there, they're all from my research, and do y'all research anything? And even though it's nice that you paid a little bit of tribute to Rob Skiba, I find it interesting that this footage did not make it to your documentary.
Shortly after Rick and I returned from our trip across the lake, we grabbed a bite to eat, and then we went out to the beach, and it was still clear out, so we got the camera out and looked 46 miles across the lake to see this right here. This image is extraordinary, okay?
But it doesn't surprise me either, because this footage has absolutely no logical explanation on flat Earth. And then they spit out other gems like this, which, well, here, listen.
On the total eclipse of the sun, the shadow that the moon casts on the Earth is only 70 miles wide. That is impossible. But then they come up with umbra and penumbra, and it's just stuff to confuse your mind.
Yes, disputing the existence of umbra and penumbra. Dave, that's not a globe thing. That's not a flat Earth thing. That's a light thing. And you can go out and test it with the smallest bits of equipment. So no matter if somebody tries to convince you that flat Earth makes you look thug, that astrology is somehow a thing, If you're looking to just purely make money off of it, or if you want to take pictures of things and you have no clue how to analyze them, if you think that cool backgrounds and an interesting accent makes you sound intelligent, trying to get a job as Silent Bob's stunt double, if you really liked Urban Cowboy, or if you're just somebody who believes every single thing that somebody tells you. And to be honest with you, I'm kind of surprised that they actually added this little clip into their documentary.
Showing that there is apparent 15 degrees drift throughout most of the day.
Is when we turned on that gyroscope, we found that we were picking up a drift, a 15 degree per hour drift.
15 degrees per hour is the rotation of the Earth. And you can't claim that it was detecting the ether, and at the same time do the Einstein misquote about being able to detect ether with an optical device. The claim of flat Earth is just that. It's a claim. It's an opinion based on somebody saying that it either looks flat or because the Bible told them so. And if you want proof of that, either go and ask a flat earther, show me the work that you have done to prove the flat Earth, or even watch this documentary and see if any actual proof was provided that meets the standards that you would demand of others to prove you the globe. And let's not forget that Dave here made over $165,000 estimated off of his Flat Earth app and didn't go to Antarctica. Y'all have a nice day.
Oh my God.